Hey!
We have no idea what's happening.
Maybe this has happened.
Maybe
I don't
again.
know. Hey, another Gus-free episode with
Ashley.
Burnie.
and Ryan. I'm only going to say my name once. Sorry. If
I think we
anybody
had some
feels the
minor
tradition needs to be respected.
technical
Gus.
difficulties at the start of the show.
Maybe.
So if you saw us like 15 seconds ago not looking like we knew what we were doing, it's because we didn't.
But if you didn't see us, then there were no problems and everything's great.
Everything was fine. Everything was great.
Don't know what you're talking about.
So welcome back to the patch.
Well, we have a ton of stuff
We do.
to talk about
Because
today.
we had an
do.
early patch last week. So there's
So-
an extra day of news.
There is, and that was the Eve day.
And that was the day that Eve exploded.
Everyone was really disappointed that we didn't talk about the Eve battle last week because we recorded on Tuesday. And that was insane.
Apparently they're erecting a memorial. That battle was so big.
They did. They already did it.
It's now like the graveyard. It's called like Titanfall or something like that. It's just something appropriately epic sounding.
Did they call it that? Titanfall?
No, it's not Titanfall.
Eve Online Memorial. I'll look that up.
I think
But
you guys actually mentioned an
But
idea.
it is like a Titan graveyard now.
Is it? You guys mentioned an idea a long time ago when they were talking about Cataclysm on one of the straight RT podcasts of digital tourism. And is this just another marker on the digital tourists' kind of journey now? Is to stop by the Titan graveyard?
Yeah, I would think so. It's like if you've been to like certain areas, like I'm sure there's gonna be people who play in the Eve Online community who are gonna be talking about this event for years and years. Like they were
They're
there
going to show
for
their
it.
grandchildren. They're going to take them into this game, which will definitely still be running when they have grandchildren, and they're going to say, "Your grandfather fought in this war.
He fought here. He fought well.
This is where he lost his leg."
He got his purple medal right there.
Do you know what the cause of it was? I'm just reading this.
The guy-
Yeah, so
ahead.
one of the corporations, like a build, to control a system, you have to control this station, and it was set up to have like an auto bill payment, but for whatever reason it didn't go through. So basically, their control of the system lapsed, and everyone just went and just
Wow.
like dogpiled on it, and then everyone else got in, and they were just like, "Let's fight!" And it just
Yeah.
became this
Well,
enormous thing.
Another group actually did get control of the station.
Yeah.
Which is basically just, I guess, paid the bill.
After they burned through thousands of player hours and an estimated $330,000.
Speaking of trademarks, the Ubisoft trademark thing.
Oh, yeah.
Did we
Yeah.
not talk about? Oh, we talked about that
Or
on
is
the podcast on Monday.
Watching Dogs.
Yeah,
Watch
Dogs. Watching Dogs.
Watching Dogs. That's a totally different game from Nintendo. It's just Watching Dogs.
In partnership with Animal
I
Planet.
do that at home a lot.
Yeah, so there was an interesting thing over the weekend. On Saturday, someone, not Ubisoft, impersonated the CEO, Yves Guillemot, and filed an express abandonment for the Watch Dogs trademark.
I would love to hear that impression of him calling the office.
No,
like,
no, he
yes,
didn't.
hello. We'd like to cancel the trademark.
No, he forged he filled out a document, forged his signature. It was like this whole big thing.
They should be embarrassed by that. That like some dude could just like
Well, he didn't
cancel a
succeed.
trademark.
He didn't succeed.
Well, so then they
Enough to where it was reported. I mean, they got it back.
I mean, it was actually listed as abandoned.
Yeah.
So it went into abandoned status on Monday. And then, so then Ubisoft says, so we just got this email that we filed an express abandonment. We didn't file that. So, I mean, if you think about it, like, that's a pretty huge deal. Someone forged a document about a trademark. That's a federal...
I'm saying
that's a big deal.
the federal office should be embarrassed that it
Yes.
was that easy.
Oh,
for them,
okay,
not
sorry.
Ubisoft.
I thought you meant Ubisoft should
I'm
be
saying the
embarrassed.
federal office that some dude could just sign a piece of paper and cancel somebody else's trademark.
Do you think this was the guy that maybe you just heard about this whole thing on Twitter where this person, they've had a couple Twitter accounts that have been reported basically blackmailed them and stole it.
Was
Yeah,
it the
so
Q
like
or the
it was
A?
N. Yeah.
Right, there we go.
I was talking with Ashley. It seems like the mascot for the internet is a cat. Like if you think about like the internet in general, the animal you most associate with a cat. Mobile has de facto become birds. That birds are associated with mobile now. It's like Twitter, Angry Birds, Tiny Wings, Flappy Bird. Why are birds so big on mobile?
Well, they're small. They're a little mobile device. It's like you could fly it if you wanted to.
It's because you're free and flying.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
sure.
But it's one of those things that's just kind of like happening on its own. That like everything is bird related. That's on mobile. At least the stuff that I play.
I blame Twitter and Angry Birds.
Yeah.
You should. Yeah.
Darn things getting popular.
I'm going to write them a strongly worded letter.
You should. You should try to take their trademark.
I'll write them a
See if you can get their Twitter account.
I'll write them a
Trademark
strongly
birds.
worded tweet.
As long as it's 150?
40.
Yeah, I still don't
You
get this
still
Twitter
know
thing.
that little
I don't
about
get
it.
the Twitter thing.
Over 23 million people play Flappy Bird according to the leaderboards they have. What in the world?
Yeah, well, their leaderboards also say there are a lot of people with the 9,999 as their high score. So you have a ways to go.
It is true. And also, it's like my 35, I saw my ranking in the leaderboards, and I was like number 8 million. I'm like, it took me like 4 hours of playing this 45-second game over and over again to get to 8 millionth in the world. I'd be like last in New York City, essentially, is what I would be. That's unbelievable.
Thanks, everybody.
Hopefully I'll be at 36 on Flappy Bird by next week.
He won't.
I probably won't be.
You won't be.